Disclaimer. The video serves informational and entertainment purpose only. The content is considered speculative and should not be treated as confirmed fact. We encourage you to conduct your research and form your conclusion.
Just when the difficult Duchess wanted all the talk of her fake baby bumps to fade away, along came a so-called friend to turbocharge the conspiracy theory that she's not a mum and never has been. The royal runaway's recently released twerking video, allegedly filmed 4 years ago when Meg was expecting Lilibet, has only served to intensify the fevered speculation that we're told is making the former actress's life a nightmare. According to skeptics, the Sussexes' widely derided dance film is hard evidence that the manipulative Ms. Markle used prosthetic moon bumps to fabricate both of her phantom pregnancies. Now the trolls have gone into overdrive with their firm belief that non-mother Meg was never pregnant, and the childless Sussexes continue to subject the world to an extraordinary hoax.
Like, we zoomed in just to see, there isn't a tear in sight, Dan. Look at this. I invite the viewers to take a close-up look at this. Where's the tear? There's nothing there. Look, it's an actor's trick. She just keeps wiping and wiping and wiping, so we think she has a heart.
No, shocking. She's never once played a victim, but she is going to cry, and you will like her, and you will see her as a victim, no matter how many dollars it takes, that she is victimized by being a princess.
For over a decade, Trevor Engelson, the man Meghan Markle once called husband, stayed silent. No interviews, no social media digs, no drama. While Meghan curated a public image as a humanitarian, duchess, and victim of palace cruelty, Trevor was buried, erased like an outdated file in her carefully edited Wikipedia page. But now, that silence has shattered, and what's emerging isn't just a bitter ex's account. It's a behind-the-scenes story more gripping than any royal documentary. Through a close confidant, Trevor has begun to share truths that could unravel Meghan's carefully crafted persona. And the first revelation? Earth-shaking. According to sources close to Trevor, Meghan underwent a hysterectomy during their marriage, an irreversible medical procedure that renders pregnancy biologically impossible. This isn't rumor. This is someone who knew her intimately, lived with her, and saw the truth before the fame. And if that's true, it raises serious, troubling questions. How did Meghan appear pregnant not once, but twice? What about Archie and Lilibet? For years, anyone who dared question her visibly shifting baby bump or her oddly placed hand cradles was dismissed as cruel, conspiratorial, or jealous. But now, Trevor's claims light a match under those smoldering doubts. Was it all theater? Did the Duchess who cried in Oprah's arms stage more than just emotion? And most of all, was motherhood part of her script, or a role played to perfection? Trevor never asked for attention, but now that he's talking, the world might have no choice but to listen. And what comes next threatens to shake the royal image to its core.
A moment where Megyn Kelly reveals that Meghan Markle married for money, that she planned it all from the beginning, and the vision board with Prince Harry on it was revealed to her by someone who knew Trevor Engelson.
The world, if I'm traveling, Soho House can still be home base.
Now make yourself cry. Yeah. Oh, I can do that so well. Oh my God, it's crazy. You're like, Meghan, one tear, left eye, go. Give me 3 seconds.
Narcissist who cannot get enough of herself while she simultaneously plays the victim. My castle's too small. The queen was mean to me. They won't let me call myself Her Royal Highness anymore, but I'm gonna put it all over my stationery and on the gifts that I give to my friends, while she never stops whining. And at the same time, I'm getting all worked up. I'm a founder.
As the hysterectomy revelation sets the media ablaze, more disturbing claims rise from the ashes. Trevor's voice, once buried beneath Meghan's global fame, is now the thunder behind the storm. And his next revelation takes us deep into a world where optics matter more than authenticity. During Meghan's supposed pregnancies, countless royal watchers pointed out inconsistencies. The bump that folded, the belly that shifted unnaturally, the constant hand placements. Critics were mocked, labeled conspiracy theorists. But Trevor's new claims flipped the script. He says Meghan had already rehearsed being pregnant in a soap opera. That's right. Before she was a duchess, She played a role where she was meant to be a pregnant nurse, complete with waddles, facial winces, and hand-over-belly poses. It was cut from the show, but the muscle memory, that stayed. When the world watched her parade down palace steps, those weren't natural instincts. They were rehearsed gestures, practiced, memorized, mastered. Trevor says he recognized them immediately. The way she cradled the bump, how she posed for cameras. It was déjà vu. The Duchess wasn't glowing. She was acting. And if that's true, it's not just deception. It's performance art of the highest order. We're not talking about a woman overwhelmed by fame. We're talking about someone who used every camera flash as a cue, every headline as a script. Was this motherhood or manipulation? Real joy or rehearsed emotion? Meghan's pregnancies, once sacred and celebrated, are now being dissected frame by frame. And Trevor, the man she left behind, has become the unintentional narrator of a story that was never meant to be told. If Meghan Markle's pregnancies were rehearsed, what else was scripted? According to Trevor, almost everything. In the quiet corners of their marriage, before royal titles and Netflix deals, he witnessed a woman who could turn on the tears like flipping a switch. No eye drops, no buildup, just instant waterworks, strategically timed for maximum effect. Disagreements would escalate, and just as Trevor raised a point, boom, tears. Suddenly, he was the aggressor. Meghan was the wounded soul, and the argument drowned under a river of theatrical sobs. Trevor didn't call it vulnerability. He called it performance art. And now, looking back, the public sob fests, the Oprah interview, the tearful speeches, the press conferences, they all feel eerily familiar, like scenes in a well-rehearsed drama, like a script playing out on a world stage. Body language experts once noted how Meghan wiped invisible tears. No streaks, no wet cheeks, just dramatic gestures without evidence. Zoom in, one pundit said. There's nothing there. Now, thanks to Trevor, we might know why. He says Meghan didn't just manipulate emotions. She manufactured them. Crying was never a sign of pain. It was a tool, a weapon. And with each sob, she controlled the narrative, turned critics into villains, and won hearts by default. But here's the danger of performance. Eventually, the curtain falls. And when it does, the audience realizes they've been watching a character, not a person. Trevor isn't attacking. He's unveiling. And with every new layer peeled back, Meghan's truth grows harder to believe.
She married for money. It's very clear she bagged the elephant. She was thrilled she became a, quote, princess.
Well, you can...
It was planned from the beginning. She denied being interested in the royal family, which she totally was. I know someone who knows the ex-husband who said she had a vision board with Prince Harry on it. And
before they met?
Yes. And she wants to
That's
pretend.
impressive. You got to admit that is impressive.
Many warnings can you receive? I mean, we obviously know via Tom Bower that Meghan Markle returned her engagement ring to Trevor Engelson via the post. But the fact that you're actually so blatant in terms of the fact that you want this famous royal, and specifically you want Prince Harry.
Most relationships end with a conversation, maybe a fight, maybe a tearful goodbye. But Trevor Engelson's marriage to Meghan ended with a FedEx package. Inside, her engagement ring. No note, no call, just a piece of jewelry returned like a department store refund. That's when Trevor says it clicked. Meghan wasn't walking away from a man. She was stepping into a new role. Fame wasn't a side effect of marriage. It was the goal. And the ring? Just a prop that no longer fit the narrative. Sources close to Trevor now confirm what many had suspected. Meghan had a vision board. On it, Prince Harry, before they'd even met. Her royal ambition wasn't accidental. It was calculated. And as her fame grew, she began curating relationships the same way she curated her image, selectively. Friends were seasonal, colleagues were stepping stones, and if you didn't enhance the brand, you were gone. Trevor says he watched this transformation unfold in real time, from humble actress to status-obsessed operator, from wife to PR machine. Her life wasn't a journey, it was a campaign. And when Trevor no longer served the campaign, he was cut, quietly, efficiently, like a scene deleted from the final edit. Now, Meghan claims she found her voice in royalty. But if Trevor's account is true, that voice was rehearsed long before the crown ever came near her head. The question is, how many others were silenced so she could be heard? Even before royalty, Meghan Markle was rehearsing for the part of a lifetime. According to Trevor, one of her earliest roles involved playing a pregnant woman on a now-forgotten soap opera. It didn't air, but the technique stuck. The waddle, the hand placement, the solemn, pained expression. She perfected it long before baby bump rumors ever hit the tabloids. Trevor watched it unfold in real time. Years later, as he saw the photos of Meghan pregnant with Archie and Lilibet, he didn't see maternal instinct. He saw muscle memory. Those weren't the movements of an expectant mother. They were the cues of an actress hitting her marks. And that's what makes it so chilling. If Meghan really did undergo a hysterectomy as Trevor suggests, then her pregnancies couldn't have been real, which means her public appearances weren't joyful celebrations. They were performances. The palace steps became a stage, the press a captive audience, every cradled belly shot a planned frame. But what happens when the public realizes they've been sold a scene rather than a truth? When emotion becomes execution, authenticity gets lost. And in Meghan's case, Trevor says it was all part of the climb. Because what better shield from criticism than motherhood? No one questions a glowing mother. No one critiques a woman in her most sacred role. But now, even that narrative is crumbling, and the world is beginning to realize they weren't watching a royal journey. They were watching the performance of a lifetime.
In the royal family for over 25 years has written the book Courtiers, The Hidden Power Behind the Crown, revealing very interesting information. Within the book, former staffers who worked for Meghan Markle and Prince Harry refer to themselves as the Sussex Survivor Squad.
Is that it is Trevor Engelson, via an intermediary, who has revealed this story.
When palace aides began leaking stories of chaos behind the scenes, staff in tears, screaming matches over tiaras, demands for air fresheners, it looked like Meghan's carefully polished image might finally crack. But, according to Trevor, that's exactly when she made her next move. She got pregnant, or at least, she said she did. Timing matters. And Trevor believes Meghan's announcement about Archie wasn't driven by joy, but by optics. Her approval ratings were tanking, headlines were turning, her halo was slipping, but a royal baby? That was the reset button. Suddenly, instead of covering toxic work environments, the press was writing about her maternal glow. Instead of questioning her motives, people were celebrating new life. It worked. Brilliantly. Because Meghan doesn't fix crises. She rebrands through them. Trevor calls it PR calculus. When cornered, she doesn't confront the fire. She paints over it. She redirects attention. A baby, a charity, a tearful interview, whatever it takes to keep the image intact. But like all spin cycles, the truth eventually leaks. And when it does, the public doesn't just question the new narrative, they reevaluate the old ones too. Was any of it real? Or was it all damage control wrapped in lace and lavender? Meghan's power has always been her ability to shift perception, but as Trevor's revelations grow louder, that power may finally be slipping. Because in the end, perception can only hold as long as no one dares to look behind the curtain. At first, the royal family welcomed Meghan with open arms. She was poised, articulate, and camera-ready, everything a modern monarchy needed. But according to insiders, it didn't take long for palace staff to see what Trevor had already lived. Behind closed doors, the charm curdled into control, demands mounted. Staffers quit in tears. The media dubbed them the Sussex Survivor Squad. They weren't just overwhelmed, they were bullied. And Meghan? She played the victim, flawlessly. Trevor says this was her pattern. When conflict arose, she didn't resolve it. She reframed it, turned herself into the misunderstood hero, leaked selective stories, spun narratives until the truth was buried beneath PR fairy dust. Eventually, the firm caught on. The endless stream of interviews, the strategic leaks, the blame games, it all echoed what Trevor had endured years before. Meghan wasn't being silenced. She was orchestrating the volume. But the monarchy doesn't operate like Hollywood. It thrives on discretion, tradition, and silence. Meghan's constant need for control didn't just clash, it detonated. Now, the very institution that once embraced her has become her biggest critic. And behind the palace walls, some are whispering what Trevor has already said aloud. They were all just characters in her narrative, supporting roles, temporary plotlines. But this time, the story might not go her way, because the royal family doesn't do sequels. And Meghan? She may have played her final scene.